All right, we'll call it. All right, so this video is based on broad informations. And to make this real simple, if we go down to the day, according to the strat, right, all the broad information is like, a lot of us give a lot of, complication to this. So it's really not that complicated. All broad information is, all it is range expansion, and it help us determine the magnitude of a particular move. For example, we got Apple. All the broad information is showing us the swing lows and the swing high. We swing high, then we swing low, looking to take out the previous low, which we did right here. Bam. Then we swing high again and to attempt to take out the previous high right there. So I'm gonna draw it, right? So what we do is connect the lows to the previous lower low. We connect the highs to the previous higher high. It could be right here, it could be right here, it doesn't matter, right? They don't have to be perfect, we just wanna know why it exists. This is how price action, this is the way price action works. So you ever notice how, if you look at to the left, price never actually, it never, people get stopped out because it never actually stopped in a straight line. They always take out, I gotta mute. If y'all got a hot mic, just mute for me real quick. So if y'all ever notice, if y'all look to the left, price never stop exactly on the line, it always stop diagonally, right? So that's all the brown information is. So we swing high, swing low, we swing high, and we swing even lower, taking out the previous low. And a lot of people took a position right here. They went long to take out the to attempt to take out the previous highs right here. I'm gonna show you another example. If y'all got any questions, y'all can interrupt me because I'm not the best teacher. I'm just trying to, let me know if y'all understand. If y'all don't, you understand so far? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
All right, all right.
We hear you.
So this is another example, BNY. So here we go. You can see, right? And also,
I'll text my mama the wheels.
broader formations is a compound bar, and it gives us an outside bar that the machine doesn't pick up. For example, if we combine this bar, and this bar, and this bar, combine all those bars outside, aka a 3-bar, all of this, right? So here we go, we connect it. Bam. Higher high. It's not the higher high. Bam. So you could have took a position right here. And now we're looking to take out what? The previous high. That's how broad information works. High, swing even low, to swing back even high. So that's how we determine the magnitude of a particular move. Now, if we go down to the week, here you see it. See how all these compound bars right here? Hold on, why is this up? See all these compound bars? This is all the outside bar of all of this stuff right here. So we took out the lows, took a position. Now we're taking out the highs. That's a nice weekly swing right there. And now we're looking to take out, come back to the top of the range. As you can see, let's look at it on the day. Here we go. So I'm gonna go back to the month just to show y'all that again. Take out the highs, take out the lower lows. I'm looking to take out the highs. Let me give you another example. Let's look at plug. So plug got a similar setup. What we do is connect the lower low, connect the higher highs.
Because you got, I don't hear her coming across our plane. You got something in the oven?
Connect these bars right here. This is all the outside bar of all of this. We take position right here. We now looking to come back up through the previous range. If you look at that on the week, here we are. Same thing. Y'all got any questions for me so far?
What's the best time frame to draw them on?
So me, I personally like to draw them on the high time frames, but broader formations exist on every time frame. Remember, all it is a compound. All it is a compound candle. It turned into a 3-bar. Hold on, let me see if I can mute.
Yeah, Ricky, can you go on mute? Your background is making a lot of noise over the presentation.
Who's that? They muted right now?
Yeah, we good now.
I appreciate it. I should have made you host anyway. I see. All right,
It's cool.
so yeah, so that's all the broad information is. You're connecting the higher highs and connecting the lower lows.
Does it matter which specifically lower low, just like the next immediate lower low or higher high, or?
I got this application thing in my way now. Hold on, give me a second. No, you want to connect the higher highs and you want to connect the low. What I do is I connect the high to the most previous high, which is could be over here. It don't have to be perfect. And I connect the low to the most previous low. As you can see right here, and this automatically lined up with this right here. And you see how that became, you see right over here how that price action it became resistance. So that's how I know this line is valid. Because it's connected right here, it's connected right here. And remember, it exists on any time frame. So we go to even to a lower time frame. I got this stupid red, yellow box in my way now that I don't know why that's in my way. All right. So yeah.
So when do you decide that a BF line is no longer valid? Like how far after a breakthrough? Because it could just be a little blip under or over and then go back in, right?
Yeah. A lot of straters, they leave their old BFs because it's still valid. So like if you ever seen like Rob's, if you ever watched Rob's Broadening formation series, he have a whole bunch of BFs that look like spider webs. That's because he leave it on, and every time the price expands or the price range, he just draw another broader formation, like draw another line. Probably give you another example. Let me see on the 4 hour. So let me take my extended hours off. So you see this 3 bar? Within that 3 bar is a broader formation itself because it took out the previous high of this candle and it took out the previous low. Right? So let me see what that looks like on 1 hour. Yep. So from here to here, it's an outside bar of all of this. So that's how we draw it.
Outside bar is in like a compound 3, right?
Yep. Thank you for that. So I'm terrible at explaining that. So you see how that works? So that would be a broader formation series on a lower time frame if you ever want to draw on an hour or if you ever want to draw on a 30. I don't draw this low because I'm usually taking a 4 hour entry or a day or Yerm like to take hour entries, so this would matter to him. So like I said, broader formations exist on every time frame. I usually prioritize the highest first, and then I move along lower. So as we can see, if you look at the lower time frame, see how that look. It's got the swing high, the swing low. Now we look, we took out the previous high. Now we're gonna see if this could broaden some more, further expand and change.
Will you take a position if it's starting to bounce off the BF, or only if there's an actionable signal off of the bounce?
Yes and yes. So we wait for an actionable signal. So that happened with like BNY, right? Let me see. I just took a new position. I can't remember. But yeah, so that if you look at like let's say BNY on the week, you see that actionable signal right there, the hammer bouncing off the BF at the low. That would have been a nice swing entry right there to take back into the highs, especially if you have monthly. So that's why like a lot of straters, well, me and Yerm and Browns and Trust, we like to swing because we swing off the bottom of the broader formation. They give us a high probable trade when we swing from the low, buy low, sell high. And we got all these confirmations. We got the actionable signal. We got it bouncing off the BF. And we're looking to expand that range. We're looking to take out that 69.75. So
Gotcha. But will you still, even if it's not an actionable signal, I don't know if it always is once it bounces or not.
you can, but I would wait for an actionable signal.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
As you can see right here, that's an actionable signal. So I went, if I'm looking to take monthlies, I'm looking for a weekly break, a 2-2 rev on the week. If you do take this day, say we took this day break, that would just be considered an early entry. So you can't take an early entry. So if you do take an early entry, I would advise starting with a starter contract, not going too heavy, just in case this doesn't go your way. If you understand, right? So is any of the chart y'all want to look at? I can draw this information.
Let's do SPY.
Huh?
Can we do SPY?
PNG after that.
About to see hella lines on this spot. All right, clear this. So yeah, SPY is perfect. You know, SPY like the swing high, swing low. You see that? So we already know that's an outside bar of all this.
Cool.
We got a highlight.
Oh yeah,
Since
yeah.
you told me about that, shit been on my brain, son. You had it
1
before?
second, y'all.
My brother told you about it.
Huh?
My brother told you about it.
You ain't
All right.
Bang.
So if y'all mic open, can y'all mute your mics real quick? Thank you. So we're gonna go down to the month. There's that 3 bar. So let's connect this to give y'all the visual. So we connect the low to the previous low. We connect it right here, doesn't matter. We just want to see the range expansion. It don't have to be perfect. A lot of people worry about being perfect. You don't gotta be perfect, right? Come down to the week. So you see how that look? So these are all compound bars. And they make up that 3 bar that we just saw, because this is all the outside bar of all of this stuff right in here, right? So now we're looking to take out, looking for SPY to come back up, take out the high of the previous range. Now we go down to the day. So we got our higher highs and our lower lows. This is another Broadening formation series inside. Should be either like, I'll do that. So yeah. So now we're looking to come back up, take out the previous range. Y'all want to see anything specific for SPY? You understand me so far? I'll make sure you understand. I ain't the best.
I do. Thank you.
All right, let me know.
Do you do the quarter?
We'll make sure we're all on the same page. All right, copy. So the quarter is simple because we already got that 3. So we just connect the lower low and the higher highs right there. So I'm gonna clear. Game. Game. Like that. Next time I do this, I'll make sure I try to set where I mute everybody. Yeah, see this bar, outside bar, all of this right here. Oh, I'm gonna mute everybody real quick. And if y'all want to talk, y'all can unmute yourself. All right, I should have been at that, but let me know if y'all want to see another chart.
Procter and Gamble.
PG, gotcha. Yeah, see, I was already on PG. With these lines here, all I do is mark off the pivots. That give me the roadmap of where price is trying to go. So don't worry about that. That's something I like to do. So you see how we got our outside bar right here. It tried to take out the previous range, but it didn't. So what had happened, it like to take out the previous lows from here, which it did. So we can draw that. We go like that. And right here. So bang. Could have caught the reversal, try to come back, failed, came back down. So let's look on a small time frame. So if you're in PG right now, you probably took this actionable signal, bounced off the bottom of the Broadening formation, probably looking to take that back to the highs. We got a little conflict going on right here. Let me see what it's, let me look at the full time frame continuity. So you get the highs. Yeah, so we got some conflict going on right now because we're not in FTFC. Yeah, we got a lot of conflict. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. The sellers are still in there. But if you got some time in this position, you should be okay. Catching at off the bottom of this range, looking to go back into the highs. So move this. So you want to draw it on the day. That's all you're doing. Just connect the lower lows. Just connect the high highs. This is probably ugly because all the high highs is close to each other. So that's all we want to see. You just want to see the swing highs, the swing lows, swing highs, and lower low. That's all you want to see, the brown formation. So this is gonna keep this. This is how price action works. So most likely this is gonna keep happening. It's gonna keep swinging highs, swing even back lower to, broaden out. That's what we call it, a broad information, to broaden out the range. All right.
I have a question. So, let's say you were to zoom out this or whatever chart, and there was a much higher high at some point way in the past. Would you chart that, or is that completely irrelevant?
So we had that issue on like plug, right? So we had like the 65. It's like charting, right? So we have, we got our swing high and our swing low. It's no different than coming down to like the 4 hour and making a new broad information, because broad information exists on all time frames. It's no different than that. So yeah, if I do see like this, like look, because it look weird. Like if let me clear the drone chart. It's not relevant, but it just, let me see. Like this how it would look. So like that. That's how it look. So that's not really, since we already down here and we have a new broader formation series down here. So that's why I just drew one according to this week right here.
Okay, so you'd rather do
So you can have
something
both
that-
if you want to see it.
that's
That's why I just
Okay.
did it right here for the
Gotcha.
example, because these compound bars are outside of all this still. So that they had this is a new broader formation series. See how it bounced off the lower lows? Then now we trying to go back into the high, back into the range. So that's why I drew one right here. But you can draw one right here too. It take a long time to get there, but if you want to have the visualization, that's cool. That's how it looks on a day. So you won't see how you won't even see it on a day unless you like squeeze it in. So that's why I have it, just so we could visualize the timeline that's relevant. And that's how it look on the year chart, which is like ugly. A quarter. So yep.
So how reliable are these on something a much smaller time frame, like 5 minute, 15 minute?
It's like, to me, it's like support and resistance on a 5 minute time frame. It's the support and resistance on the smaller time frames aren't as strong as, let's say, a support resistance level in the month. So it's the same thing to me as the broad information. Like we got a broad information on a 5 minute right here. See how this high and this low is outside of this? That's a broad information because the range expanded. So if I'm scalping, that's how important that would be to me. If I'm scalping it, when it can most likely break either way of these lines. But on a higher time frame, is a stronger indication of what price action is trying to do compared to a smaller one. You understand what I'm saying? Like support and resistance on a smaller level,
Yep.
not that strong as one on the higher level, because if we go like, let's say the month, let's say we look at support, how support has been, let's say on this level right here, let me see. Or let's even go to the quarter. So we know that, let me clear the drawing set. So we know that this is support on a quarter. So each quarter represents what, 3 months? If my math's correct.
I think so.
Right, so let's go to a month. So we know for months, it has bounced in this area right here. So this will be stronger than a 5 minute time frame, if you understand what I'm saying.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Right. But that just goes to show how you can draw these on all time frames.
So one last question for me. Obviously HBs, I'm sorry, the broadening formations, we see them as the truth. But the horizontal support and resistance, that typical analysis that they use, would you still see those as valid? I mean, you did just bring them up, but I just wanted to know.
I'm a like, you're gonna, as you become more and more, as you get good and good at this stretch stuff, you will have you start to find like your own edge, right? So I'm gonna just show y'all how I find how I know for sure, not for sure where price action gonna go, but how I can have a high probability of what price action trying to do. Because I still do believe that price has memory, right? So, and I don't use stops at all, right? So I'm gonna give y'all an example. Let me get a good chart. Let me see app. I don't think I ever showed anyone this before. Clear drawing set, right? So I do mark off the pivots, right? So that's when you see them lines on my chart. This is going off from the broad information though. So off this, right? This is the biggest time frame of the year. We can already see that last year price action stopped in this 182 area. Not exactly though, but that area. That's all I want to know. And I bet if we go on a smaller time frame, I bet price action stopped somewhere around this 154.40 level, right? So let's look at it. Let's go down to the quarter. And it has. See, price stop right here. So for the last quarter, price stopped there again and fell. I want to know about that as price has memory. Let's come down to the month. Look at that. 154.40 was previous resistance in the past. That's something I want to know about. Y'all see what I see? So I'll mark off the pivot again. I will bet that 176.48, somewhere in the past, this was resistance, right? Then we go down to the week. Voila, it was. See the pivot? Bang, 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 bang. Not perfect, but that's something I want to know about. You see how price action, I wouldn't say that, but you see how price action bounced from right here? That's something I want to know about. That's an entry for me. And then I combine my broad information with it too. That gives me the extra confirmation of what price action trying to do. So if we line it up right here. So to answer your question, that still stands true. It doesn't, price action doesn't stop perfectly horizontally. It doesn't. It does diagonally. I just want to know the area that it might do that in, if that makes sense. Because then
Gotcha.
I'm playing my entry from there. As you can see, you see this line that's connected this? They didn't stop perfectly on 154.40, but I just want to know the area because if you're familiar with supply and demand, this is the demand zone. So that's another lesson in a lesson. This is demand, right? And previous supply can become demand, just like previous resistance can become support. So that's what had happened here. This was like, you see how it fell out this area? This was supply zone at some point. Then it turned back into support. This reconfirms its support. So when I draw those levels out, I'm not looking for it to stop at it exactly, but I just want to know where price has memory at. And as we can see, it stands true from here. That's why my name is true. Let me give you another example where I draw those pivots off. So now I even come down to the week and do it. I mean, I did the week already? No, I didn't do the week. All right, so this week is still in motion, so I'm just going to draw that right there. So you can see how price action stopped here in the past. Stopped there right here, stopped right here. Now we at this level, 172.10. Not exactly, but I just want to know the area. And here we are. You see, bang, bang. It was resistance at one point. It was support at one point. It was support. It was support. That I want to know about all that. That's why we say look to the left. I always look to the left of the chart, right? So that's just my little edge, something I do. You don't have to do that. That's just something I do to give you an explanation. And if we look at the 4 hour, now we stuck at that exact level, looking to turn that level back into support so that we can head even higher. And here's our broad information, even on the 4 hour. Let me draw my broad information for you. So it could be right here, lower low, higher high. So now we bounced off. That's double confirmation for me. We got the level, then we got the broad information. Now we're looking at to take out the highs. So that's
I don't understand why you chose that lower low.
like I said, you could do any lower low, it doesn't matter. Because this line is already here.
Okay.
I just went right here. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to know the range expansion, which is happening. So yeah, that's basically how I do my chart. I got any more questions? And yeah, and look, y'all can see like even on a 30-minute, these previous price has memory stands true because you can see the chop right here. And if we even back up on a day, yeah, so same thing. So we just waiting to break this 172.10 area, turn that into support, and head back higher. The real entry was yesterday though. Catch the gap up and then back into the previous highs. See, that was an actionable signal yesterday on the 4 hours. So if you got in late in the day, you'd have been banking right now. So I hope that all makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, I'll redo another video, more polished one. It's my first video. Actually, I don't only do videos, but
My man, I want to thank you because I've seen almost every broadening formation video on YouTube at least twice, and this has been the best one so far. Deadass.
man,
Thank
don't
you.
gas me up, but I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I try to explain. I let Yerm explain everything because he got the vocabulary down packed. So I'm more of a freestyle and strap person, but like I understand the fundamentals, if that makes sense. So always get down on the fundamentals, your actionable signals, your 3 universal truths. Once you learn that, once you master that part, that's the foundation, like the bottom of a house. Then that's when you start to see things in slow motion and you see what we see exactly. As you can see.
True last question. After hours on or off on drawing?
So for me, right, you got y'all can just leave your after hours off. I leave my after hours on, right? Because y'all see those lines right there. This is just the off the wall, right? This is something I just do personally. Like I said, you start to do certain things personally. Because like I said before, you see how this line, it respected in the after hours. And sometimes I take my entries at the pre-market high, at the break of the pre-market high. So I just be wanting to know where price action is being respected. So that's why I leave my after hours on. But since I draw my broad informations off the higher time frames, there's no after hours. So I would say if you draw them on a lower time frame, just leave the after hours off. You see on my day, there's no after hours. So yeah, when you join your broad information, you can just leave it off. I recommend leaving it off. Any more questions, y'all? If not, then I'm gonna end this and I'm gonna upload this so everybody else can see. Hopefully it makes sense. If it doesn't, I'll just do another one. All right.
Look forward to more videos. Thanks, man.
I appreciate it, y'all.
Thank you, True.
No problem.